Hello there, internet dwellers. Welcome back to another video. Today I decided to check out a video that was submitted to me on my Discord by Neptune Jr. So thank you for the submission. I do appreciate it. It's a video by Undead Captures and it's called
Redwood Incident.
So this is a documentary on a town that seemingly vanishes overnight. There's no explanation for it, and a documentary crew decides to go in and investigate. If any documentaries are meant to be like, in a way, investigative journalism, that kind of thing. Apparently, the footage that you're about to see was actually confiscated from the documentary team. Obviously, it's fictional because you're going to see that the style that they do this in is like in a PlayStation kind of style. You know, like Fears to Fathom or like a Puppet Combo style, like that kind of graphics. I thought it looked really unique. When I scrubbed through it, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. And I like different, so it's still in the same vein as what we usually react to on this channel, but done in a different way, and I always appreciate that kind of stuff. So before we get into this, guys, be sure to subscribe to Undead Captures. Go support them by liking the video. Watch this in a muted tab alongside me. Just pop in another tab and watch it as well, because that will push them out into the algorithm a bit more and get them more views, and YouTube will see it as, oh, people are watching this a lot more, let's recommend this to other people. That's basically how it works. Without further ado, guys, we're going to jump straight into this. The following footage was confiscated from a documentary crew investigating into the Redwood incident. This is 52 minutes long, guys, so get cozy.
A terrifying discovery this morning in the remote town of Redwood, Tennessee.
Right, this is going to be a problem, like, because I know you guys like subtitles on to read alongside, but there's things like this that pop up, so I'm going to turn it on and off every now and then. What happened overnight? Confirmed reports are coming in of a possible mass casualty event in Redwood.
The town's entire population is still missing without a trace.
Imagine that.
As of this morning, our investigation
was the sheriff to make public statement regarding the tragic events that unfolded within
leads us to
Redwood.
believe that the entire population of Redwood has simply vanished.
You spend 40 years watching over these forests.
Okay, this is Ranger Olson, Park Ranger of Redwood and Lucas
Bound to
County.
see some terrible things, but nothing like this.
When we first
It's very
heard the
Metal Gear
reports,
Solid.
the idea was a
Ian
natural
Cartwell.
disaster, or
Independent journalist.
maybe a mass murderer at worst. Something grounded in reality, you know.
Mm-hmm.
After multiple confirmations, a suspect has been taken into custody for questioning.
Interesting.
When he was
Okay.
found, he was near Holpine Road,
Mac Jensen.
cut up, covered in blood, out of his mind. He's the only one that we found so far that was alive.
27-year-old Dave Merpies, a known
Dave Merpies.
drug trafficker, is now facing 27 counts of first-degree murder.
Whoa! They think that he killed an entire town of people? Well, what did he do with the bodies?
People act shocked about this whole situation, but not me.
Right.
I know what kind of people who live in those woods. Trouble finds trouble.
If that guy really killed everyone in the town, he deserves the death penalty.
Do you really believe that?
Just shoot him on the spot.
At first, everyone thought he was some type of trained killer, a cold-blooded monster. But then the photos came out.
Okay. What photos?
It was just reported that Dave
Maximum
Murphy
security.
has been detained under maximum security, but disturbing new developments have cast doubt on everything that we knew.
Really? Like, you're telling me that a guy couldn't kill an entire town of people without being stopped in some kind of way?
We just need you to help us understand this. Where did everyone go?
Does he know?
Do I carry a weapon? Always. But since I saw those photos, I make sure one's never out of reach, no matter where I am.
What the I'm sorry, what? Go back. This dude is dolphin diving. That's a straight up skinwalker. Okay. The Redwood incident. Okay. 32 dead
Authorities
in
have
Redwood.
marked off the surrounding area of Redwood, Tennessee. No official death toll has been released. only that the number does keep rising.
Damn.
What was first thought to be an isolated killing has escalated into one of the largest recovery operations in state history. Bodies, some dismembered,
Oh, so there are bodies
have
there,
been discovered
okay.
scattered
They haven't
across the
disappeared.
miles of forest land.
Oh,
Law
gotcha.
enforcement has now expanded the search perimeter from 2 to 10 miles, hoping to find answers or survivors in what is quickly being called the Redwood Massacre.
Damn. The Redwood Massacre.
From previous reports, the official victim count has now climbed to 32, with investigators warning that the numbers may rise as more remain surface.
Victims found. What does that
Residents
mean?
in
Like,
neighboring
they
towns
survived?
are urged to stay at least 50 miles from the area and to report any sightings or suspicious activity immediately.
Right.
In all my years of serving this county, I've never seen anything like this. It's like God has turned his back on this town. Everyone's gone.
On the morning of August 11th, Redwood had a population of 73. Today the population is 0. 73 people? I wouldn't consider that a town. That's more like a
It's
hamlet.
almost impossible to comprehend. One of the largest mass murders in Tennessee history.
Oh,
And no
Tennessee.
national media picked it up. No breaking coverage, just silence. Most of the remains we didn't even find whole. They were just scraps, clothing, a severed arm that was in the middle of the road.
Right. Definitely not human then.
There were these trails, bloody drag marks stretching over a mile into the woods. Others leading in or out of homes, stores, and then just stopping, like the bodies were there, piled up, and then
Disappeared.
vanished.
Ew.
Every last one of them. Men, women, and children,
Yeah.
gone in a single night.
You spend 4 decades in these woods, and you'll learn that they don't always play by the same rules as the rest of the world.
What are you on about? The woods.
I've been working out here since the 50s,
So this is the
back
90s.
when this place still had loggers and the fire tower wasn't held together with duct tape.
Damn.
I've tracked black bears for days, patched up kids after they fell off a cliff, and even pulled bodies out of the river that no one even knew they were missing.
Right.
But over the years, the calls started changing. Not your usual lost hiker or bear in the trash. These were different. Police don't like coming out here unless they have to. Most times they just hand me a file and say, take a look around. And that's it. I'm the one sent in.
All right.
What kind of cases exactly?
The kind that no one writes about.
Ooh, okay. A bit of found footage here. Lovely jubbly. I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, it's all true.
Concerned citizen.
People vanish in these woods all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody really knows what's going on. Could be drug rings, trafficking, cartel dumps, or who knows. If you're trying to hide something, where better than a force this thick?
What?
You lose one person, that's a sad thing. But an entire town? I mean, that's something else.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, at the
A
very
suspect
least.
has been apprehended running along the highway a few miles east of Redwood. Authorities have confirmed that he is a white male in his late 20s who has been residing in Redwood at the time of the incident.
So how did he get away then?
And that man is Dave Murphy's, a former gang member who was convicted on drug charges but released 12 years ago. He's been living his exclusive life in Redwood ever since.
Okay.
We've seen strange things out there in the woods all the time, but nothing like this. When we got him, Murphy's was hysterical, screaming and covered in blood.
Okay, it's not a good look, that.
Once we got him into a cell, he just went completely silent.
Scheiße.
According to reports, Dave emerged from the forest and collapsed on a rural highway. A camper, Lucas Truman, on a cross-country hiking trip, nearly ran him over.
He just dropped right in front of my car, like he'd been crawling through a war zone or something. I thought he was dead.
Damn.
But once I saw him, dude was still alive. So I picked him up and drove him into town. Went straight to the police, though. The amount of blood on him was just too much, but I wasn't about to leave someone out there.
Sheriff,
right.
How would you describe Dave Murphy's?
I'm trying to, right, just so I'm not just sat here watching this, so this town, it's not really a 72 people, I wouldn't consider that a town at all. That's literally like a hamlet, like a small village, not even a village, you know what I mean? That's just like a street, essentially, of people. So they've all gone missing overnight. And you saw there, it was kind of like Skinwalker-esque thing, so that there's these I'm guessing there's these inhuman things that live out there in the woods that decided to come out, attack all the people, drag them out to their like little locations, and some bodies are being found, is that what they're saying? And this guy Dave was the only one that was left alive, screaming and covered in blood. Not really a good look there.
If you were to write a book on how to spot a potential killer, Dave would be on every page of that book.
Oh, damn.
A violent past, gang-related past, and drug history, not to mention that he's now abandoned by his family. Man's just a loner through and through.
Lumex camera. Okay, so is this afterwards? I like this style though. This found footage style is very good. This town looks very run down to begin with. What game was this pulled from, or is this just all normal? Or like made originally? His parts almost look real.
He worked around the town. Food delivery, tree removal, elder care. And some of those elderly folk that he watched over, they're now among the missing.
Okay, so
Judge
thinking that
Lilia
he did
Brown
it.
has enforced a full media blackout. No cameras or press personnel allowed within 400 meters of the courthouse.
Jeez, really?
Now, we do not arrest Mr. Murphy's because of his past. We do believe that people can change over time, but we arrested him because he was covered in blood. DNA analysis matched tissues from 10 different victims on him alone.
What if he was like in a pile of people and like he was still alive and managed to get out? 7:30 a.m., Mountain City, Tennessee. The Talking Trees show begins, airing about the incident. 50,000 average listeners during broadcast.
Mountain City, Tennessee, the Talking Trees show. You're listening to the Talking Trees and I'm Father Tree. And for the next 5 hours, we're diving into the biggest storm that hit Tennessee since '72.
Okay, so it's like a true crime podcast,
Dave Murphy's. He wasn't just trouble. He was a part of something darker. They say he was adopted by a family obsessed with death, rituals, monsters, worshipping darkness because they had nothing else to hold on.
Okay.
He didn't need a trial. The public had already convicted him before the courtroom even opened.
Well,
a man
guilty until proven innocent, guys.
These
That's what they say.
punks think they can come into our towns, push us around, and if we don't listen, bam, dead.
Bam.
That ain't how it works here.
I miss the old days. If you saw someone doing something wrong, you didn't have to wait for the jury. You handled it yourself.
There were no other survivors. No one else left to tell the story of what happened in Redwood.
So they automatically just think
Dave
he just went on a
Murphy's
killing spree.
was the sole person found alive, and during the entire trial, he only ever spoke one sentence.
Which was?
They can take our voices.
All right,
oh,
folks.
interesting.
Thank you for tuning in to the Talking
Damn.
Tree Show.
So he's not talking because what's the bet in that all of a sudden the town's going to come back out of nowhere and they're going to be like, oh yeah, we just went for a trip somewhere out of town, and it's going to be like, you know, they're going to be wearing the faces of the victims. It's going to be a bunch of skinwalkers.
Day 2 of the trial.
Day 2 of the
I'm
trial.
already sick to my stomach. I never want to hear another word about that freak. Especially not about how or what he did to those bodies.
Dave Murphy's a one-man army who decimated an entire town overnight. 12 partial corpses have been recovered, barely intact though, for loved ones to identify.
Damn.
The wounds on the victims didn't match any known weapons from the area. Some bodies even had
Missing
bite
head.
marks.
Oof.
Bite marks that didn't match Dave Murphy's dental records.
Yeah.
In fact, they resembled the bite radius of a large wolf or animal.
Okay, so that
And yet,
that alone should be...
Dave himself bore wounds eerily similar to those found on the victims.
Damn. But he didn't die.
After the first trial ended, I reached out to someone who knew these woods better than anyone else. Ranger Olson, a third-generation forest warden who's been on the patrol for about 40 years.
When you spend your entire life out here, you see things.
Right.
Bodies, sometimes fresh, sometimes just bone. Kids, adults, it doesn't matter. Lately, though, it's been different. We found remains that were chewed through, bones removed, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Right.
Whatever happened
And then
to
you
Redwood
think
that
that
night,
Dave, you think Dave did this? Really? He, like, this one, like, who had a past of being a criminal, I don't know, apparently sniffed some spice and just went on a crazy, like, tear of people's limbs and stuff?
not the work of one man.
Yeah, exactly. November 17th, 1992, Dave Murphy found guilty of first-degree murder. Really? Sentenced to death. Date to be determined. I guess, and the thing is, he's not really speaking, he's not really trying to defend himself because he doesn't want to speak, because he doesn't want them to get his voice and clone him, maybe?
You see, Dave Murphy's was the perfect scapegoat. A man with a criminal past, no family, no voice.
Yeah.
And in Redwood, he was just like everyone else. Scraping by, doing odd jobs for cash. A quiet man. Not a killer, though. We knew he'd been interviewed on the day of his arrest, but all requests for that footage were denied. Until someone sent me this.
Oh, let's have a look. Ian Catwell had received a copy of the tape of the day Dave Murphy had been questioned. When asked who had given it to him, he stated, "I have sources on the inside."
You said that they were people you knew, but something was different about them.
They sounded like them, but they weren't them.
Right.
Why wasn't the tape presented in the court?
Exactly.
I mean, have you seen it? It doesn't really help his case. It makes him look insane.
Yeah.
And you don't want a trial with a man who talks like that.
The station thought I was...
Because people could blame that on, like, psychosis. He was having a psychotic break. And he thought that the people... Because there's that disorder, mental disorder, or I don't know if it's a disease, illness. It's not a disease. It's a disorder where you think that your family has been replaced by imposters, right? So they could just blame it on that and be like, yeah, okay, he's crazy.
Crazy for interviewing him. But I needed to see who he really was. And what I saw was that he wasn't violent. He was terrified. Sometimes, even before I'd met him, there were notes that sometimes he would just curl up into a corner of his cell just because he heard voices from outside of his window. I mean, who does that?
It doesn't matter what happens in here. They're still out there.
Who exactly is out there?
At least I'm safe. In here.
Like, you were until you were sentenced to death, buddy.
No, he was facing the death penalty. And somehow he still felt safer in his cell.
Being on the death penalty doesn't mean that you actually... I mean, yeah, you will, but like some people don't even get to see the death sentence. I don't know how it works. Do they just call their number up one day and like, okay, we're killing you today? Or is it just you're on a waiting list and we're going to kill you at this day? I'm not sure how that works.
Something.
The arrest report listed a few items in Dave Murphy's possession once he was found. An old camera of a 35mm lens and a small external flash attachment to it. And also a little video camera that he carried around. He'd spent the last 5 years in Redwood photographing the wildlife or something else. Maybe it was a hobby, or maybe he was documenting the town's slow descent to something inhuman.
Is that what we've been seeing with the camera footage? Or is that something else? Phone call from
I'm going to be
Lucas.
sending you something.
Okay.
It was wedged between the mechanical parts of my chair, I'm guessing, when I picked up Mr. Murphy's, but it's been there God knows how long. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to, so all I ask is keep my name out of it.
Right.
After receiving that message, I tried calling him again, but no response. 3 days later, his truck was found abandoned on the forest road. Lucas Truman was never seen again.
Damn, they got him. They bloody got him. Is this police cam footage? This is the start of Schedule 1, guys.
But 2 weeks after that, I received a small package in the mail. Inside, one small tape from a video camera and a roll of undeveloped film. What everyone thought were the insane ramblings of a violent madman, a desperate attempt to dodge the electric chair, now seemed to carry a different weight.
He wasn't crazy. Well, he was.
Something wild, something unnatural did happen in Redwood that night. And Dave Murphy's, the sole survivor, took it upon himself to document what he could with the only tools that he had left: a roll of film and a video camera. The photos were never entered as evidence.
Why not?
Any attempt to do so would have resulted in the disbarment of his defense attorney, and the chain of custody would have been broken.
Well, this just seems rigged against him.
Someone made sure they survived. There are no time stamps, no GPS data, but every frame paints a picture of fear and of something watching him. Dave wasn't just wandering around through the forest that night. He was being chased.
Most of the time, I can tell.
Richard
you start
Williams,
noticing things.
Ex-crime scene photographer. There's a freaking... Can you hear this dog barking? Hang on. Wait for it. I was going to stop now. Loud bastard. Always barking, that dog is. Always. It's barking at nothing as well. Anyway, let's move on.
The blur around the edges, inconsistent light sources, shadows that don't line up. Even the smallest edits leave behind a signature.
Right,
People
okay.
don't, well, realize how easy it is to miss something when you're faking a photo. A rushed composite, tiny smudges where the brush tool got stuck.
Like it's going into the science of this now, where it's actually like saying, okay, if this, we got these photos, and if they were to be fake, this is what we would look for, but none of that was there.
Sloppy. You start looking at the edges of what's meant to catch your eye, and that's where the lie usually lives. But these? They're as original as anything I've seen.
Okay.
No overlays, no evidence of double exposure, no manipulation in the grain, and whatever was in front of that lens, it was real. And the weirdest thing, these were taken on a beat up little 35mm point and shoot camera.
Point and shoot, okay.
There was no zoom really, no filters or tricks, just point, click, and pray you got a good shot. Whoever took these, they weren't trying to prove anything. They were just trying to record it. There's a difference. You can feel it in the framing. Rushed, frantic, whatever.
Can we see them, please?
Him, it wasn't going to stop.
Do you think there is more to be found?
No.
Well,
get out.
If the video camera is even halfway functional, given I know that it's being worked on to try and recover the footage, I just cannot wait to see what it shows.
Can we see what you've seen already?
But fair warning, if it's anything like these pictures, you're not going to sleep right after watching it.
Okay. A cognito hazard. Okay, these are the pictures.
Listen, I've
okay.
known everything about the photos. I've looked at them. I've been on the job for about 20 years now.
Right.
And I've seen people try to pass off some wild stuff as proof. Photos, videos, even cassette tapes with fake voices whispering in the woods.
Right.
The problem isn't whether or not it looks real. These days, anything can look real. Have you seen what they're doing in movies now? Monsters, ghosts, entire towns turned upside down. All done with a few little edits. And I can guarantee you, there are folks out there who think half that crap is real.
Really? Damn. They can vote as well.
Dave, let's start from the beginning. I want to know everything. Where were you that night, before it all started?
I was home. Sundown was rolling in.
Wait, what?
I had just gotten back from...
Did you say sundown was rolling in?
An elderly couple that live near the edge of town.
Right.
Helped them fix a porch light, cleared some branches, and been doing odd jobs like that for years.
Right, okay.
Okay. Then what?
I was inside of my house, setting up my video camera. That's when I heard banging on my door.
Who was it?
Michael Zenis.
Cool, Zenis. This reminds me, there's a Halloween game coming out in Halloween. I think it's similar to Friday the 13th, which should be interesting. But I feel like Dead by Daylight kind of has just, I don't know, that's just like the go-to horror game for that stuff, you know? So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I'm guessing it'll be like Friday the 13th where they'll have different, okay, my camera just stopped recording, thank you, where they will have different skins throughout like the franchise, like Halloween 1, 2, 3, how many were there? 4, 5 Halloween Kills. That, I don't know, there's some of them are like been retconned, I think. I'm not sure. Good series though, I do like it. Okay, this is Zenis.
Kid was 19.
Michael Zenis. Zenis.
I barely recognized him at first.
Why did you not recognize him?
He was soaked, covered in blood.
Covered in jizz. Stop.
Clutching his neck. I pulled him inside and laid him on the ground, right on the floorboards. I went to grab a
So this is one of the people's bloods that he had on him.
towel from the sink and wrapped it around his neck to slow down the bleeding.
This reminds me, like, it's not really spoiling it because I'm not going to say who this happens to, but it reminds me of the film Sinners.
I tried everything I could, but
Fantastic film, by the way.
How do you know for sure that he died there?
You stop moving.
I checked his pulse. There was nothing. He was gone.
Damn. He was gone. He's dead!
This next part, this is where things get hard for anyone to follow.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute, Michael Zennis is dead.
Yeah.
Right there on your floor. You even said his body was cold, no pulse.
Yeah.
But then you claim you heard him?
Yeah. Skinwalker. Classic Skinwalker. Or a vampire.
I did.
From outside. Dave, you said you heard Michael calling your name from outside your own house. Do you see how that sounds?
Right. We can't be a vampire because if the vampire woke up already in the house... Does that count actually? Because you know how you got to invite vampires in? If you become a vampire in someone's house, you don't need permission because you woke up in that house.
I know. It wasn't just his voice. It was his voice. Like something trying to sound like him, but it didn't know how to talk properly, like
didn't have the nuances.
how we do. It was slow, drawn out, like someone dragging a memory out of their throat.
Damn. Poetry, baby. Bars.
And what did you see?
That thing.
What thing? What would... Oh, you could see it here, look. Oh my goodness. Is this thing naked? Put some clothes on, man. It's indecent. Arrest this man. Indecent exposure. Look at this dude's hairline. Dude's got a fantastic hairline. It starts like freaking here.
With my cameras.
We know Michael Zennis went into Dave Murphy's house. There's no question about that. But the real question is, what nobody seems to want to stop and ask, is if Dave actually killed him.
Okay.
Think about it. If he meant to kill that kid, if this was a premeditated or even an accident he was trying to hide, why the hell would he run straight into town? Why not flee or go to another county? Hell, even into the woods.
Right.
What the fuck is that thing?
Okay, so this is still Dave. It's got the quietest footsteps I've ever heard in my life.
Help. Someone help, please.
This is
No,
photograph
you need to shout a bit louder there, Dave. Please, someone help me, please.
The roll.
Please. Okay, there. Okay.
It looks like an ordinary photo of the woods until it doesn't. This is what Dave saw first. What sent him running. This isn't just a photo. It's the first timestamp in a timeline of Redwood's final night. It all begins at Dave Murphy's house, the furthest from the town but closest to the highway, and ends, well, we'll get there.
Judging by the lighting of that shot, this was taken right before sundown. That part of the forest, once it loses the sun, you're working with shadows and moonlight, if you're lucky. Everyone in those parts was either locking up for the night or already heading to bed. Between Dave's house and the main entrance to Redwood, the forensic team recovered 8 victims.
Damn.
8 bodies, different ages, different backgrounds. scattered between the woods, roadside ditches, and even one found stuck in the creek. At first, we figured it was a bad drug deal. Some people thought maybe Dave's old crew came after him, used Michael as a warning, but that theory falls apart quick. Why go after 8 random people who had nothing to do with Dave?
So at this point, 8 people had been killed alongside Michael, or Michael is part of the 8? Or?
Stretched across miles of land between his home and town. No, whatever happened that night, it wasn't just about Dave.
As Dave made his way down the main road into Redwood, he came across a man known by everyone in Lucas County, retired military sniper Robert Tyrone.
Damn. You want
Tyrone
him on your
wasn't
team?
just some loner in the woods. He was a hunter, a protector. Spent most of his time around Redwood, either helping the locals deal with the wild animals nearby or tracking down game for food and trade. You couldn't go through Lucas County without hearing someone talk about his skills.
Damn, he's like the end from Metal Gear Solid 3, which I am excited to play. It's coming out. Well, I pre-ordered the 26th edition. Sorry, I'm rambling. Sorry.
No.
The authorities say that you came into contact with him that night. Why?
Because Robert always had a gun.
Okay. Look at that thing. You telling me?
Robert was the kind of man
Who's
who
this? Hang on, who's this? Phone call with Martha Tyrone.
never walked away from danger.
So this is his wife?
Ever since he came out of service, he had this thing, this sense of duty. If there was a threat, he faced it. But that town, it wasn't much, but
Yeah.
if Robert was there, I knew the folks were safe.
Yes.
I tried to get
Like I
him
said,
to come into town with me.
he's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Told him it wasn't safe. But he stayed.
Damn, okay.
Thank God. Help! Someone help me! Please! There's something out here.
Said he
Robert?
would hold them off.
So, Mr. Tyrone did shoot at the creature in the forest.
Forest. Is it a forest?
And then what happened?
Nothing happened. They just
Oh, Robert!
kept coming.
Oh, God. Poor Rob.
I've heard what people are saying. That Dave took down my husband while he had a loaded rifle in his hand.
No, probably not.
No, that doesn't add up. Robert wasn't just some guy with a gun. He trained for this. He could hit a bottle cap from 200 feet away.
Right. But they're not bottle caps, Martha. Sorry, that was a stupid joke.
Supposed to believe a man with no training, poor health, and no motive took down Robert Tyrone in a firefight? A career sniper with full field vision, armed, ready? And somehow Robert missed enough to let someone get the drop on him. No, that doesn't track.
Yeah. There's the dog again.
This is where Robert Tyrone's truck was found. His rifle on the ground, door open, and engine still running. But Robert never recovered. A trail of blood led into the trees and disappeared.
So what we were seeing there, like them running at him and him shooting them, that is their real form. How do they, like, it must look like the skin is stretched over them because they look huge. They've got really long arms, they've got really long limbs and weird faces. Can they, like, retract or, like blend in more when getting into the skin, or?
They told me to move on. To stop asking questions. Said he's gone, and that's all I needed to know. But I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
I know when people are lying to me.
It's crazy how she's still got orange hair as well. Usually, like, that turns white in old age. I know I'm going to turn white in my old age, probably.
Dave kept running. Didn't stop until he reached the edge of town. By then, we had Michael dead at Dave's house, Robert gone at his truck, and 8 more victims along the roadside.
So there's 10 victims at this point.
That left 63 people still accounted for in Redwood. When Dave hit the town line, it was about 8:30 p.m.
Damn.
You'd think people would have noticed something wrong, but the more he moved through the streets, the more it became clear. That thing that was chasing him, it was already in the town.
It was already in the town. Oh, there it is, look. Jeez.
Dave, when you finally made it into town, what did you see?
Sorry, there we go.
Hell. Everyone was running.
Oh my goodness. What's happened here then?
Did you ever recognize anyone in the street?
No.
Right. Look at that lunge. Look at that man. It's like he's an Olympic freaking swimmer.
Never got a good look of anyone.
From Dave's own report, by the time he reached the town limits, he still didn't have a weapon. No knife, no bat, no pistol. All he had was his 2 cameras and whatever light that was attached to it at the grip. And with those, he documented the end of Redwood.
Damn.
What happened
How did he
next?
survive so long, man?
I kept running. Kept yelling for help.
His
And
eyes
then
in the background there.
I saw them.
Who did you see?
Old friends. Old members that used to be a part of my gang.
Now, according to Dave, somewhere between Maple Street and Old Ridge, he ran into a small group of his former gang.
Oh.
Men he knew well before prison, before Redwood.
Okay, what were they doing in Redwood?
Guys who, according to his statement, had cleaned up, came to Redwood just trying to make a better life.
If we meant cleaned up as in like he's taken out the freaking townspeople.
So let me get this straight. He ran into town while all this hell's breaking loose, and just happens to stumble into his old thug buddies? And
Thug
we're supposed
buddies,
to believe
eh?
it's a coincidence? Come on. That's a setup if I've ever heard one.
Right.
They were in that town to finish the job. And if having known criminals firing guns in the street isn't proof enough of what happened, then I don't know what is.
Who exactly did you see?
People I used to run with before I got locked up. But they weren't like that anymore. They said they were working odd jobs around town like me, trying to get clean.
And
Right.
what did they do
And there
when
was
they
still,
saw
sorry,
you?
there's 72 people they say in this town. That still like rubs me wrong. There'd be a lot more than that.
They didn't see me. They only saw them and started firing.
Damn, they just had the ordnance, did they?
With 3 people shooting at these creatures, did it stop it?
So these photos that we're seeing here weren't submitted into evidence. I feel like this is very, very important. Look,
just
he's
made
getting
them
double teamed. Oh, good God.
angrier.
Look, this guy's being split in half, quite literally. Yikes. Man, attack of the Skinwalkers.
3 armed men, all ex-cons, and still not one of them made it out Redwood alive. What they were firing at wasn't human anymore, and bullets, from what Dave claims, only slow those things down long enough to piss them off.
Damn, that's the worst.
Redwood ain't a big place. You sneeze wrong on one end of town, they'll talk about it by dinner.
Right.
So if someone had fired a gun, hell, even crashed their car, the whole town would have known. And yet, Dave and his crew supposedly went around gunning people down, and nobody stepped in? Nobody stopped them?
Maybe they did, buddy. Have you thought about this? Maybe they did try and stop them or step in, and now they're dead. You're saying that the whole town vanished. This is probably why. They probably tried stepping in and got their asses kicked and killed.
I've seen people in Redwood shoot a man over a lost poker hand. So the idea...
What's going on with this town? How lawless is it? Are we living in freaking 1902? What's going on?
They let killers walk around
1890
without a bullet to the brain does not add up.
What blows my mind is the clarity. We get rolls of film like this all the time, and half of it is trash. But these are perfect. Even in chaos, even while running, he managed to capture perfect shots throughout the town.
He
We
just had
traced
that.
Dave's path.
Actually, no, you said he had a 35mm point and shoot, right? I was gonna say maybe he had a high shutter speed like camera on the go.
Redwood. He moved like he knew where he was going, almost like he had a plan.
Right.
But about 3 blocks in, something changed. He veered off. Didn't make sense at first until we realized what might have been on his mind. Communication. See,
So this town is still vanished at this point. There's no one else here at this point. Because I'm guessing this has got to be a few weeks after, a few months after, maybe. Because this is a documentary about what happened and the court case and all that stuff. So it's got to be like quite far off.
most folks in Redwood were dirt poor. No cell phones, no pagers. You needed to call someone, used a payphone.
Right.
Maybe Dave was hoping to call out, warn someone, anyone, or to call for help. But if he was counting on the landlines, he was out of luck. Most of them were either dead, rotted through, or long disconnected.
People ask, why didn't anyone call the police? A few homes had working landmines, but they...
Saying landlines, this says landmines. Bro, why would homes have landmines?
were rare. Most of the old copper wires had been cut, corroded, or chewed through by time, and the few calls that tried to go through, only one made it past.
Here we go.
Hello? Hello? There's something in the street. It's got... I don't even know what it is. It's not... Oh my God. It's looking right at me. No! Get back! Get back! No!
Jeez.
That was the last voice Redwood ever sent out.
Oh, God.
Now, Dave, he was charged with every death in and around
You notice how in these documentaries and stuff, most sentences always begin with now. Now, Dave. Now, I've been a ranger. Now, the people in this town. Now, the judge. Listen, just listen out for it. You're not gonna be able to unhear it now.
Redwood.
Guarantee that it's not going to say now ever again. That word's just completely removed from this documentary now.
From the people collapsed on the sidewalks to those who died on the rooftops.
Here we go.
To the ones found half buried in alleys. But there's something that doesn't add up.
Right.
There's no evidence that places Dave or anyone near the bodies recovered in the remote edges of town. Let's talk about the forest lines.
Okay.
When everything hit the fan, some folks try to run. We know that. They ran to the forest's edge.
Right.
Some even tried to climb the trees, thinking height meant safety. But what we found out there? Bodies torn apart, massive gashes, limbs twisted in ways no man could, and the bite marks. They didn't match any known person or animal. They were too wide, too deep, and not a single DNA match in any federal or state wildlife database. Some victims weren't just killed. They were stored, hung up in the trees, like how wildcats or foxes stash meat for later.
Right, okay.
We know people died. We know some fought back. But here's the real horror.
What?
Some didn't run and they didn't fight. They made the third choice.
Which was?
There were cases where entire families were found in their homes with no signs of entry.
Okay.
Some families decided it was better to end their own lives together than facing what was out there.
Really?
The idea that they'd rather die on their own terms than meeting the thing crawling through.
Why not just stay in your home, arm yourself to the teeth if you do have weapons, and just wait it out?
Through the dark? That says more than any police report ever could.
Look at the evidence. Every single picture, every piece of film David had, it keeps him confined in the center of town.
Right.
Never once does he show up to the outskirts, let alone deep in the forest line. So tell me this, how does one unarmed man dragging 2 cameras that barely work magically appear on the other side of town, take out an entire family, hoist their bodies up a tree, and then sprint back to the center of town?
Yeah. Bro, I mean, anyone who's seen these photos can see that it wasn't freaking Dave.
From the very beginning of this disaster, Dave was moving with purpose. He wasn't wandering around. He was heading to one place, the bar.
He wanted a drink.
Now, in Redwood, it was the beating heart of the town's working class.
Yeah.
The rejects, the night shift workers, the veterans who never left the war behind. If you're looking for survivors or trouble, that was the place. It was probably the safest place to be in town because, in there, everyone was armed.
From our investigation, it seems like you are always running for a specific building. Was it the bar? Why go there of all places?
People are armed, right?
With everything going on, I figured if anyone was still alive, and if anyone could
Imagine it turns out that Dave is actually a skinwalker.
fight back, it'd be them.
According to the recovered financial logs, there were at least 30 people holed up in the bar when it all kicked off.
Right.
Tough, seasoned folk. The kind of men and women who'd snap your arm just for breathing too loud.
Gee, who are these people?
They held their ground.
Did those people manage to help others or bring one of those things down?
Yeah, I did. Oh my god!
At first, we actually had a chance. We surrounded one.
Really?
We heard it.
Look at these NPCs. And more of them came.
Then more of them came.
Oh dear.
Dave and his little gang roll into town, and he knew damn well the bar was the place folks gathered after a shift. All packed together, probably drunk and half alert. Made things easy for them.
Bro, who is this guy? Get out. You're the sheriff of this town? Bro, what were your qualifications? Fucking, I bet they're written in crayon.
Sheriff, was there ever proof that anyone in the bar died from bullet wounds?
Yeah, idiot.
There were a few.
What?
Not many. Some were shot in the back.
Right.
No solid proof of who fired their shots. But we all know it came from Dave.
No. What? Who is... Stop.
And his gang. The weird part? Most of the bodies were sliced or had their limbs cut off.
Right.
If Dave's gang did attack that bar, they didn't use just guns. They used blades or worse.
So what, one day Dave just decides, you know what, I'm done with this town. I'm going to start killing people. I'm going to start cutting off their limbs. I'm going to get my old gang involved just because I can't be bothered anymore.
And that raises the big question. What did they do with the majority of the bodies?
I can't believe this guy's in charge of law enforcement. I can't believe he's even law enforcement in the first place.
Something got him. Something fast, ruthless, and unlike anything we've seen before. If Dave was there when it happened, he either ran away or he recorded every second of it. And if that footage exists, it might actually prove of what happened in Redwood.
Right.
After the bar, did anyone else make it out with you?
No. I ran through the back door when they were still coming in. I never saw anyone else leave.
And after that night, did you ever see anyone from the bar again?
Never.
From the final photographs we recovered, we traced Dave's last known movements. He didn't wander aimlessly around like most people would have. He ran straight to a small home on the outskirts of town.
Right. This one.
That home belonged to an elderly couple.
There's still
the
blood there.
Andersons. One of the many
They
quiet...
not clean up this place. Like I said, it's got to have been weeks or months after, or is it still an active crime scene? I'm
jobs
guessing.
Dave took to make ends meet. He helped them around the house, kept their yard clean, and even delivered groceries. He knew them well.
Now, from your statement, you ran directly to the Andersons' house after escaping the bar. Is that the same couple that you took care of? What did you see when you arrived there?
Blood.
Dear Lord.
All over the lawn. There was a body lying in the front lawn.
Right. They got to them.
So you entered the house. Did anything look wrong?
What do you mean look wrong? There's like a freaking body out in the front garden.
The front door. It was completely off its hinges.
Damn.
Did you call into the house at all when you went inside?
I called for Mrs. Anderson. I wanted to make sure she was okay.
Okay, but I'm guessing she wasn't. So he already came from this from their house earlier on, and that was before this whole thing kicked off, right? He was at this residence.
Here in time.
Okay, so he heard
her voice, or something that sounded like her voice. It called from the bedroom, but it sounded wrong. Like someone choking, speaking through water.
Yeah.
And then you went to her bedroom and opened the door. What did you see?
It's 1992.
It was standing over Mrs. Anderson's body. And then it turned to me.
Uh-oh.
And it spoke.
It spoke.
Fuck.
Damn. Okay, so this is... Here we go. This is the footage. Okay, nice. This is good. This is good. I like this. Here we go. So the door's completely off its hinges. Bloody handprints.
Mrs. Anderson, are you in here? Speak up, please. Mrs. Anderson, it's Dave. I need you to speak up. We gotta get out of here. Some fucked up shit is going on right now. What the fuck?
Oh, I don't like this.
What the fuck are you?
Oh. Oh, hell no. Yeah, straight out of there, buddy. I mean, that's all
So
the
what
video
you're
evidence you
saying
need.
is
Why was this not submitted to evidence?
One of those things was already inside the house. And it killed Mr. and Mrs. Anderson.
Yeah.
Then, from your statement, why did you run into the forest after that? Why not go back into town and possibly find more help? Find someone?
Because there was no one left. The town went quiet. No gunshots. No screams. Just silence.
Okay, damn. Okay, so is that the end of this? Is there going to be more on this, or is that it? That's just it. This was... I mean, why was it confiscated? So they literally just... He was the fall guy of this whole town being killed off by skinwalkers. Why? Would it make... Do they know that by saying, oh, there's this otherworldly thing, that these creatures killed this whole town, that would cause some kind of hysteria and maybe mass hysteria throughout the country? People would just start going a little bit crazy. I guess it's easier to be like, no, this one guy did all of that. Anyway, let's move on now. Let's move on. Because there literally was photos, videos, everything. And they still decided to not use that as evidence. That's absolutely insane. Well, you know what, guys? I really enjoyed that. That was really good. That was Undead Captures. Nice kind of documentary style. Like, it did read like a documentary. I think the only thing that I think it could have improved on is like a bit more background sound, maybe like a little bit of music in there, just very gentle in the background, you know, just so that it's not just interview this, like it's just, you know, you know how in Netflix they add sound effects, they add like soundtrack in the background to really kind of add emphasis on tension and stuff like that. I think that would have been awesome, but still, I've never seen anything done in this style before. I thought that was really freaking unique. So guys, be sure to go and support Undead Captures. That was awesome. Okay, so this was their latest project. This was 5 days ago, and they've got a bunch of other stuff here. The Enigma Corporation found footage. So hang on a sec, if we go on to this, so it was the Enigma Corporation that confiscated this footage. So obviously these guys deal with the paranormal or just like the not so normal stuff that happens around maybe the country. Maybe there's like a world forming here, like a universe being built up, and we're going to learn more about this corporation. Maybe that's in that other video that we saw. If you guys have something that you wish for me to react to, pop it in the Discord down below. Pop it in the Scarebass submission channel, and if I react to it, I'll give you a shout out. But that is where this video is going to end, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.